We're back for a second interview with Pops. Alright, so in this interview we're going to talk more about your young adult life, and we're going to start off with college. So first off, what made you decide to go to A&M?
All my relatives went there, and I've always, I don't know, A&M was always my favorite.
Always wanted to be an Aggie?
Yeah.
Who else went there?
Well, Bernard did, and Rudy,
I knew Rudy did, but you're older than Rudy.
yeah. But Bernard was the first one.
Okay.
He lived in the chapel there, in the basement. That was his dormitory room.
By himself?
Well, he had other people that were, I don't know, I mean, I didn't know any of them, but I know that I can remember mother going to College Station and picking Bernard up when he was drafted in the service.
Oh. What was the time period between he was drafted and the time he went to service?
Well, I don't know, he went, he went straight from A&M. He drove to Fort Sill, Oklahoma. He was in the artillery in the service before he went into the Air Force.
And he was shot down
No, he just crashed.
I know during World War
Yeah,
I?
Korean War.
Oh, Korean War, okay. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked.
Oh, you're good. The more we know. Alright. So when you decided to go to A&M, did you know what you wanted to study already?
No,
You did not?
no. Everything was open.
Everything was open? What did you originally have to declare like a major, or
No,
were you just taking a bunch of random classes?
Yeah, take random classes and then you decide what you want to get some kind of a major in.
And what did you end up majoring in?
Well, there at A&M, it was agronomy, which is soil science.
Okay.
And then I got a master's in microbiology from University of Texas. And I got some kind of a degree from SMU, business degree from SMU.
I didn't know that.
I did not either. So when you first chose to study agronomy, what made you decide to study that?
I don't know, it was something that was open and easy.
It was open and easy?
Yeah.
Did it turn out to be easy? Was it
Yeah.
easy?
Yeah, it was pretty easy for me.
What do you actually do with that? Like, what kind of courses did you have to take for that?
Well, you get all kinds of soil chemistry, soil microbiology, all classes in different things like entomology, things and assorted other classes that were tied into that soil science.
So when you were at A&M, were you in the Corps
Yeah, I was for 2 years.
for 2 years?
Yeah,
What was life like in the Corps?
it was still, when I was there, it was still tough.
Still tough?
Yeah. But then they changed their approach. They weren't losing too many students.
Why? What's different? What was different then? What made it tough?
Well, there was still some hazing going on.
Were you ever hazed?
Yeah.
What kind of haze?
Hmm.
What'd they do to you?
Give you paddling.
Yeah, they'd spank you?
Yeah.
That was it?
Hell no, I mean, you had all kinds of, as a freshman, you ran all kinds of uh, things for upperclassmen,
Like being a gopher for them?
yeah.
Okay, so he only went to A&M for 2 years.
Okay.
What?
You only went to A&M for 2 years, right?
Well, I went to Southwestern University. Well, back then it was something else, it was called something else. But I transferred from the college at San Marcos to A&M.
Where does the SMU come through? Was that after UT?
Yeah, after I got out of the service, went to SMU. And I mean, I've gone to all kinds of colleges.
Apparently.
Midwestern University. I got a degree in business from them, and that was in Wichita Falls while I was in the service.
Okay. When did you go to Panama?
My senior year at A&M,
Okay. Okay, I'm just trying to get a timeline though.
Mhm.
You went to San Marcos, transferred to A&M,
yeah,
graduated from A&M,
yeah.
went into the service or went to University of Texas?
Went to the service at the Korean War, started the Korean War.
Okay.
Volunteered for the service.
So you went to the service and you started in Wichita Falls, then went to Panama?
No.
No.
I went to Panama my senior year at A&M.
Okay, why'd you do that?
But
Why did you do that?
it was a chance to get explore what the world is like.
Was it through Texas A&M?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of my major professors was associated with him, and then he got me into A&M. I mean, into the working for United Fruit Company.
Oh, that's where you did the plantains.
Yeah.
So were you working with soil down there in Panama, doing stuff like that, or?
No, I was raising bananas, learning about the banana industry.
Doing some Banana Republic work?
It was in the Republic of Panama.
There you go.
There it is.
So then when did you go to University of Texas?
Let's see. I guess I was married in then. Went to
Well, because Terry was born in Austin,
yeah,
so it was around that time.
at the university there. And then we came up here and went to SMU, and then the University of North Texas at Dallas.
In Dallas or Denton?
Dallas.
So how long were you serving in the military, or how long were you down in Panama?
Well, Panama was not anything with the military.
It was separate?
Yeah, I served 41 months in the Air Force. I never left Wichita Falls.
That whole time?
Yeah, I was stationed there at the air base in Wichita Falls all the time I was there.
What was your duty?
I was in the Air Force General Hospital, had charge of orthopedic clinic.
But you weren't a doctor.
No,
Were you one of the first physical therapists there?
no, it was, what did I do there? It was in the physical therapy area.
You casted people.
But,
Didn't you cast?
yeah, well, that was part of the work that was done, orthopedic surgery, and you were the flunky that did the work in a surgery.
That's cool.
Were you helping people that were coming back from Korea, or what type of people was it?
Well, there was, I can't remember how to say what happened. Lackland, I think it was Lackland Air Force Base. That was, or part of the work that they did. I don't even remember, I lost all of them.
What was your rank when you were in the military?
Airman first class.
What was Uncle Rudy? He was a colonel, right?
What?
Uncle Rudy was a colonel.
Yeah,
He flew in Korea War and Vietnam or no?
yeah. He was actually a bombardier navigator.
What did they do?
So they flew the planes, or directed it where the planes fly. The navigator, you set to the course that you're going, and then the bombardier was when they went to bombing runs over Korea.
So was he actually on the planes, on the bombers?
Yeah,
And he was just the navigator for
yeah.
them?
He was a pilot, right?
No, he wasn't a pilot. He was just a navigator and a bombardier.
So he didn't fly the planes.
But
He didn't fly the planes.
no, he just directed them to, and then when they made their bombing runs, he was there. I mean, directed them to the bombing runs.
Do you know if he ever got bombed, their plane ever got bombed at or
Well-
shot at? Did their plane ever get shot at?
I guess he got shot up sometime, but I don't know if they got through okay.
He didn't tell you any war stories?
No.
Who else besides you or Rudy was in the military in the family?
Who else was
Bernard,
Uncle Ben and Bernard.
Bernard,
it? Yeah, Ben and
Ben
Bernard.
and Bernard.
Yeah,
What war were they in?
World War II.
World War II?
No, actually, Second World War. They were, Ben was in North Africa and Sicily, and then in Italy. And Bernard was, well, he was what was his? Bernard was started out in intelligence in the Air Force, and then he got transferred to the bomb group, and he's actually lost in a flight from North Africa, I think. No, I guess it was on a flight from North. I don't know what this is. I'd have to go back and I don't remember all the details of that. But I know his plane crashed in the Pacific Ocean, and although they found the plane and the bodies, he's buried in West.
He got married before he went, right?
Yeah,
So he was fighting in the Pacific,
yeah,
and then Ben was fighting
in the
in North Africa,
Yeah,
and then into Italy.
yeah. Anyway, actually, Ben was already home and Bernard started flying because he was an intelligence officer before he went overseas. And they put him in as a pilot
So Bernard flew. He was a pilot.
No, he was, a navigator,
Like Rudy?
yeah.
We like to navigate.
I thought we liked flying, but
Was Ben also in the Air Force, or was he?
Yeah, he was in the
Air
Air
Force?
Force. He was a mechanic,
Okay.
well, he was originally, was in South Africa, no, North Africa, and then in Italy, Sicily, then Italy, and he flew out of, what is it, one of the, Malta or one of those countries down there.
Okay. And then your dad, so my great grandfather was in World War One, right?
Dad was in, Dad was in World War One, and also his brother was a doctor already, and he was served in France during World War Two,
World War II or World War I?
World War One.
So they were both in France?
Yeah.
Was it Frank?
Oh, what's his name? One thing I know, remembering is Uncle Doc,
Okay.
because he was a doctor in the service.
What branch was that?
He was in the Army.
And your dad was in the Army too?
Yeah. Dad was just a private in the Army.
So was he fighting in the trenches then,
No,
or was he?
he had some kind of mule team that back there, there was still a woman, and ancient time in World War One, they were fighting in the trenches and different parts of there.
So what did Granddad do?
He was in the, what was he in?
You were saying something about mule.
Yeah, well, he was in a remount squadron. That was where he was, a private and that was just taking the horses from one place to another during World War One.
Okay.
I didn't really think about that.
Me
That needed
neither.
to be done. So were you already out of the service when you started dating Grammy?
No, I was in the service.
Did you meet her in the service,
No,
or you knew her before?
I don't even remember where I met.
Didn't Uncle Rudy introduce you guys?
Yeah,
Do you remember how long you dated Grammy before y'all got married?
I think I met her on January, no, December 30th. We got married the next December 30th, or 31st rather.
Mm-hmm. So you knew each other for a year?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought it was only 6 months.
no,
So Uncle Rudy introduced you.
yeah,
He was dating Mavis,
yeah, at the time.
and you were on a blind date, or did you already meet her before?
Blind date.
Okay. So you went to Texas Hall of Fame? Dancing?
I don't know where we went.
Well, I thought it was Geneva Hall, but apparently that was wrong. So Mom said Texas Hall of Fame.
I don't know where we went that night.
Okay. So where'd you go on your first date? Where'd you go on your first date? Or what'd you do?
I'd have to go back and see if I could find out what we did.
Probably a movie.
Yeah, chances are that was a place to go at that date and time.
Going on to the movie for dates was a big thing.
Yeah,
Did y'all have a drive-in?
and then we go to drive-in.
Did you ever go there?
Yeah,
Did you ever double date with Rudy and Mavis again?
I don't know.
So you said you met her December 30th and then y'all got married 1 year later?
Yeah,
Where did y'all get married?
in Waco. Catholic church there.
And the priest's name was
Deering?
Father Deering, married you, and married you and Betty.
Yeah,
Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he gave instructions to Mother before she became Catholic.
Right. She wasn't Catholic.
What was she before?
Just nothing.
Nothing?
No religion.
So she became Catholic before y'all got married?
Yeah,
Was that a requirement back then, or?
well, I mean, that's what you were looking for, is the same religion.
So she converted for him.
That's true love. Gotta find someone who will convert for you. What year did y'all get married, do you know?
One,
Terry was born in 56.
but,
Terry was born in 56.
yeah,
So how long was it before y'all had kids?
I think it was a year before we had,
So you got married in 55?
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Do you remember anything else about the wedding day?
About what?
Do you remember anything else about the wedding day?
No, I remember we went to Austin for honeymoon.
You went to Austin for the honeymoon?
Yeah,
I thought you went to San Antonio.
no,
There's pictures of the Gulf. Was that not your
well, that
honeymoon?
was on our honeymoon trip.
Oh, okay. So you started out in Austin.
Yeah. I was living in Austin at that time.
Were you going to UT at that time? Or you hadn't gone yet?
I hadn't gone to UT after that.
Okay.
So do you remember where you went at specifically on your honeymoon? Like, did you stay in an old hotel or something?
No, I don't know, we went somewhere to the beach.
Do you remember at all how you proposed to Granny? Or was it just the natural process?
Yeah. Short comes natural.
Did you get down on one knee?
But,
Did you get down on one knee?
no, not that I know
Did you just go, hey, you want to get hitched?
of. How about getting married?
It's that
Is that what he
easy?
did to you?
No, we were in the kitchen and he just asked me if I was marrying him.
Aw.
I needed a cook.
Oh, whatever. Mom didn't cook for you.
Did people get married pretty soon after starting to date back then? Do you remember a lot of other people getting married young?
I'd say fairy tale. Couldn't say in a specific time.
What advice would you give somebody who's looking to get married nowadays?
Make sure you got plenty of time. I mean, you really need to have financially be stable.
Getting married is an expensive trip.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't have very much, but we didn't spend a whole lot.
You still don't spend a whole lot. So what was your first, did you rent first or did you buy a house?
Well, we were renting in, Austin, what is it? Smithville, I think.
Really?
Yeah, somewhere down there.
It wasn't Temple?
No. Yeah, in Temple,
So you rented in Temple also?
yeah,
That's when Mom was going to school?
yeah. I was going to school and she was teaching at, in, where's that? Somewhere.
So a hospital?
Well, she was, working in the VA hospital in, what was it? Temple, I think.
Mm-hmm. She went to Providence Hospital. She worked there too, for school,
Yeah.
right? In Waco. Do you remember Providence High School? Hospital, do you remember Providence Hospital?
Mhm. Yeah.
And so Grammy was a nurse already when you married her? Or was she still in school?
Well, she's already graduated or got out of Providence Hospital.
Alright. So when you first found out that you were going to be a parent, how did you feel?
Uh-oh.
Seriously?
Yeah, well, had to start looking around to make sure I had a good job and pay my bills. Don't get into a credit crunch before you get married.
So how'd you feel after the fifth one announced that you're gonna have another baby?
Well, I was pretty well financially set up then,
Okay, so it was all right to have him?
yeah,
You were ready for the fifth one, just not the first?
yeah. I learned how you do it.
Okay, that's enough.
Terry was the guinea pig for you then?
Yeah,
So how long after you married, or you had Terry, did you move to Minnesota? Because you had Mark 17 months later
yeah.
in Minnesota.
Well, we went to, I got a job with Green Giant in Minnesota.
Did you know that?
You worked for Green Giant?
Yeah,
Oh.
Like the vegetable company?
Yeah.
The cans?
yeah,
Yeah, he brought us huge Green Giant kites. Do you remember those kites? They were huge. I love those kites.
I don't know where it went.
I think they got holes in them.
Yeah,
So you had to move to Minnesota to go work for them then?
yeah. We moved to Le Sueur, you're in Le Sueur.
I used to tell people I was born near the sewer.
Near the sewer?
Le Sueur.
In La Sewer?
Yeah.
Le Sueur, which is about 100 miles south of Minneapolis. It's a little bitty town, well, like west.
So how was the transition from being down in Texas versus being really far north?
Yeah. It was quite a bit different between the weather down there and what it is up here.
Did you get snowed in?
Oh, we did a couple of times. I mean, you didn't just take off somewhere. You had to plan ahead. a job in Sherman.
So you were in Minnesota how long?
I don't know.
I was born in 61, Paul was 60, wasn't he?
Yeah.
At least 4 years.
Yeah. Paul fell down the steps in the house.
In the Minnesota house?
Yeah.
He fell down the steps?
We had a basement all over the house. You had to go down, well, it was like from this floor down to the 12 feet to the next floor.
Did you push him?
No,
Did he hit his head? Did he crack his head open? Is that what's wrong with him? Did Mark push him? Did Terry push him? He just
No.
fell?
I think you just got trying to go walk up those steps, get tangled, get your feet tangled up.
Do you remember any other stories about the kids when they were really young? Anything specific like that?
Well, I know that Terry went to a school, grade school in LeSueur down there, which was just about it was across a lot. I mean, if I had those pictures here, I could show that where they were. But we were about a block from where they went to school. You had to take them to school.
You had to walk a whole block in the snow.
Yeah.
Did you walk them every day?
No,
Or did they walk on their own?
they went on their own. Well, there was a bus came by every day, take them to school.
Any other mishaps?
What?
Any other mishaps? Any other problems? Anything else that you can remember we did?
No, I don't remember a lot of that.
Our childhood was so memorable.
It was. Alright. So, I know you were going to name my dad Damien J originally, but he ended up Chad Eugene. What made you choose the certain names you did for the children?
Well, I don't know, we were looking for something that was straightforward, simple.
Damien J.
You know, that was just one of the considerations.
One of them. Is Terry named after anybody specific?
You know,
Or you just like the names?
oh, it was that Terry and the Pirates used to be in the funnies.
And you like that?
Yeah,
Terry and the Pirates?
yeah.
What was it from?
It was a cartoon
In the newspaper?
in the newspaper.
Yeah.
So Terry's named after a cartoon?
I bet you didn't know that.
Alright. And then where did Mark's name come from? Or he's actually Vincent?
Vincent Mark. Where did Vincent Mark come from?
Yeah, I don't know. But it was something before Mark.
You didn't like Mark as a first name?
I don't know why we got another name.
What about Benjamin Paul? Did you name him after Uncle Ben?
Yeah, I think so.
Where did Paul come from? Because we don't call him Paul. I mean, we don't call him Ben.
Yeah. That's what I go by.
How'd you come up with my name?
Monica Louise.
Well, that was Mom's middle name.
What?
That was Mom and Joni's middle name.
Yeah.
Louise was?
There's people we used to visit in South Texas. They had the Monica, and I really liked that name. Well, that's where you got the.
Yet you called me Missy.
Yeah. Had to have something sharp.
Had to shorten it. Where'd you get the name Chad Eugene?
again, a short, the Chad was the short name.
His was the last name you called when you needed everybody to get in, so you had to make it short because you were out of breath.
I don't know where we got to Eugene.
Uncle Norby, his middle name is Eugene, and Norby was his godfather. That's what I always thought.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
You didn't know Norby's middle name was Eugene? Or that he was your dad's godfather?
Didn't know either.
Whose name?
Norbert, Eugene. You'd think you would have called one of them Rudy, or Rudolph.
No, I never did like that name.
That's your middle name, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And Rudy's first name, right?
yeah.
What's Rudy's middle name?
Leonard.
Rudy John,
They just switched.
Rudy John?
I think is what it is.
Rudolph John?
Because of my uncle. Lived Caney Corner in the west.
Yeah.
Your godfather.
Yeah,
Oh. Was Uncle John all of y'all's godfather?
yeah.
Who's your godmother?
Oh,
Well, it was his wife, but what was her
yeah.
name?
Agnes,
Agnes, yeah.
yeah. It was butcher chicken, butcher and cock.
Oh, okay.
That was Aunt Agnes?
What?
Was that Aunt Agnes?
Yeah,
I think you pointed out the house for that when we were in
Uh-huh.
West.
It's diagonal from.
That
where
they
I
would
live.
send you sometimes to go over there to get you out of the house. Mm-hmm.
so they were our godparents.
Okay.
All 5 of you.
Yeah, that's where that butcher chicken, Botrenka came from.
What's
It's
that mean?
godparents
Oh,
in Czech.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Although ours was Aunt Edith and Uncle Ben.
Were
And
you?
$4, and Chad's was Norby.
They
Why
paid
did
with
you
this
change
one.
that? Why'd y'all pick Barb and Norb for Chad?
I don't know.
Who did they
He was
get
too
to
much
say?
to handle.
Barbara and Norby, probably.
4 was alright, but 5's pushing it.
That's right. But he was ready for it, financially.
Maybe Edith was pregnant.
Oh, no, Benny's older than her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
They couldn't afford them, and maybe they couldn't, oh, they were living in Sherman then, weren't they?
Yeah,
That's where my dad was born, was Sherman.
yeah.
Did y'all live in Sherman, or was
We lived in
y'all
Sherman.
just happened to be there at that time?
No, we lived there.
I moved from, when I moved from, Green Giant to, Anderson Clayton, which is when we moved to Sherman.
How long were you in Sherman?
I don't know, 3 or 4 years, I guess.
And then you moved here?
But,
Did you move here after that?
yeah,
We've been here since I was in first grade.
Since you were in first grade? Okay.
So we must have lived there, in 4 or 5,
we were looking for,
5 houses, 5 years.
had a room for the kids to play out there.
You wanted, that was for them?
And we used it.
You used it?
We played out there.
Yeah, she peeked out the windows.
Only one.
What was that?
This one, the window here. I was mowing the lawn. You know that story.
You should tell the audience.
I was mowing the lawn. There was a baseball supposedly in the yard, and I hit it with the lawnmower, and it went flying through the window right by Chad's head. And I came back around, and Mom and Chad were standing at that door and looking at me, and I was waving. Didn't even know I did it.
Were y'all mad at her that she broke the window?
You weren't home.
I don't know, I was probably traveling back and forth.
Mm-hmm. He was probably in Tennessee at the time.
You traveled to, where'd you travel to in Tennessee?
Shit,
Nashville.
it wasn't Nashville, it was some other town.
I thought you lived in Nashville.
Well, we did for a while afterward, but we originally moved to somewhere else in Tennessee.
He did. I didn't.
And you were traveling for work?
Yeah,
Who were you working for at that point?
Anderson Clayton.
And what do they do? Or what did you do with them?
Well, they were trying to get, uh, manipulate flavors, what chemicals would, could be used for flavors of food.
And tell them what you made.
Hmm,
Tell them what you're famous for making.
I don't know.
It's a salad dressing. Green goddess.
Yeah,
Did you know that? You knew that.
And
We made green goddess.
you helped make Green Goddess?
yeah. Well, we were producing salad dressing for Anderson Clayton.
Did you like the salad dressing?
Not really, but we just had to, well, we, tried out a whole bunch of flavors of different kinds.
So you were tired of salad by the time you stopped working there?
Yeah,
But that was in Richardson, right?
yeah. Well, we were living in Richardson because there wasn't anything in, what was the next town?
Garland, Plano. Mesquite.
I think we moved here, didn't
Mm-hmm. We rented in Richardson
we? Yeah,
while this was being built.
yeah.
Okay. Interesting. If you had to do it all over again, what would you change about how you raised your family?
I'd spank 'em more.
Never spanked me once.
That's because you learned.
It
You only need to be spanked once.
hurt my feeling. No, Mom used to beat Paul all the time. You never spanked Paul. You were not the disciplinarian.
Hmm.
No.
So what would you do differently besides spank us?
I don't know. And probably wouldn't change anything.
Because we're the wonderful people we are right now,
Yeah. They all grew up.
with all our toes and fingers.
What more can you ask for?
Exactly.
All right. What was the most difficult thing about raising these kids? All 5 of them?
Understanding them, to work with them, push the buttons.
What do you mean by understanding them? Just like, because they grew up different from how you did?
Yeah, well, people change with time, attitudes change. Hmm. Although I guess there's always the learning, I mean, having discipline to do the right things.
What kid was the most troublesome?
What?
What kid was the most troublesome?
I guess Paul was,
You guess?
yeah. He was the one that would crawl out of the with his braces on Paul had braces on his legs, and then his legs were like that, and then had a brace across them. He'd crawl out of bed, baby bed, with those braces.
Those braces didn't stop him? He had to go?
I guess so. Kind of like you climbing onto the stove or the counter next to the stove at 9 months.
That was me.
Yeah.
That's where I got it from.
Yeah. That's what he did.
But
Stacy went into the kitchen and found him sitting next to the stove on the counter when he was like 9 months old.
yeah,
I was a climber.
he was industrious.
There you go.
That's one way to put it. What do you find most rewarding about being a parent?
you worry about how they will, which way they would develop and what habits they might take up.
But that's what you're proud of?
Mm.
What was the question?
What's most rewarding about being a parent? Or what do you like best about it? Like, why would you want to be a parent?
Trying to get them to develop, to try to go the right path.
And we established you were the more lenient parent, and then Grammy was strict with them.
Yeah, sometimes it's vice versa.
Y'all traded responsibilities.
Yeah.
When were you strict?
What?
When were you strict?
I don't remember the specific one.
So out of the 5 children, which one's your favorite?
I don't know.
I don't listen.
Try to keep them in the right track. I don't think there's any one that's better than the other.
That's a very safe answer.
Yeah, or grew up any better.
How did you first hear that you're going to become a grandparent, and how did you feel about that?
I guess it was when we were in Austin, and Terry was,
No, a grandparent.
oh,
When you were going to be a grandparent, how'd you feel about that?
worried
Worried?
that everything would come out okay.
Let's see, who was the first one?
Sarah.
Sarah was the first one?
Sarah, do you remember when she was born?
Who?
Sarah.
No,
Late 80s?
Mid 80s, because I was still at SFA
Okay.
when Sue got pregnant. So 84. You weren't excited that you were going to have a grandbaby?
yeah. No, I'm wondering with how Paul would handle it.
He was a pretty good dad,
Yeah,
I guess.
Did you like it when all the other grandkids came along?
yeah, livened up the place.
Livened it up. You needed some young blood.
Yeah.
You need some energy from us.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was.
So he has how many? 8 grandkids and 5 great grandchildren?
Yeah.
So we're gonna switch gears a little here and ask about your parents. So do you remember a lot about how your parents were or what they did?
Yeah, pretty much. Of course, I mean, you forget a few things, but pretty well remember your life.
I guess since you lived it,
Yeah.
you would remember. Do you remember when and where your parents died?
What?
When and where your parents died? Do you remember that?
And I guess in West.
His mother died in Waco. Your mother was in the hospital in Waco, wasn't she?
Yeah.
What was she in the hospital for?
She had ovarian cancer. That's what Mary
Was
Jane
it
and Joan.
ovarian?
That's what I thought. It was uterus or ovarian.
I thought she had lung cancer.
I think it moved to lung cancer.
Oh.
That's what she died of, was lung cancer.
Did you ever meet her? 'Cause I know she died before my
Mary
dad was
Jane.
born. Did she
Right,
die
Mary
before?
Jane and Joni were 2.
Were 2?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So then
Right?
But,
Mary Jane and Joni were 2 when she passed away.
yeah. Because my aunt took over nurturing them.
Aunt who? Aunt
And
Bertha?
Agnes,
Aunt was across the street.
yeah,
Because she was their godmother, right?
yeah. Not formally, but, she took both of them in. And then they were farmed out to different people later on.
And then, did they ever come and live with you at some point?
Yeah, they, in, Sherman, they lived. And then in, Richardson,
They lived with us in Richards.
yeah.
They went to North Texas,
What?
right? Didn't they both go to North Texas?
Yeah,
So were they teenagers then?
what?
Were they in their teenage years when they
Yeah,
lived with
those pictures down there.
those?
I did, that one, and that one.
So what did Granddad die of?
I don't know, I think it's a heart attack
I thought he had a stroke,
or maybe a stroke.
I think.
And they were, I think, weren't they like 16 when that happened?
Yeah,
And that's when they came to the,
Was he in the VA hospital then?
he was down there for a while, yeah.
Aunt Barbara said that the girls lived with them for a little bit.
What?
Aunt Barbara said the girls lived with them for a little bit.
Yeah,
And then we got them?
yeah,
And then from y'all, they went to college at North Texas.
yeah.
And then they got married.
Since they grew up partly in your house, were they more like children to you, or were they still sisters?
Good question.
Yeah, they were more like children, yeah.
That's where his disciplinary had to come in, was on them.
Yeah.
On them?
I don't know. Are you getting tired?
What?
Are you getting tired?
No,
Did they ever give you any trouble as the brother?
no. But I know that Norbert, Dad, I can remember Dad telling me that Norbert's gonna go down the tube if you don't straighten out.
See, the middle child. Norbert was the middle child.
Is that the problem
Yeah.
child, is the middle one?
Uh-huh.
That's how it works.
Well, Norbert was running around with a bunch of wild kids in West.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they were hoodlums or they didn't go down the rosy path.
Did he get in trouble with the law?
I imagine one time probably because I remember Daddy was complaining about they were a handful.
And that was after your mom died. So he never remarried.
No,
Did you ever get in trouble with the law at any point?
no, not that I know of.
He did hitchhike though.
You hitchhiked?
Tell him about your hitchhiking days.
Oh, that's the way we went to school back and forth, was hitchhiking on everywhere.
That's how you got back home from school?
Yeah, go from west, get out on the highway, hit Thumb, and go from west to College Station.
Did you ever have any scary moments doing that?
Yeah, one time, and I can remember pulling into Hillsborough and trying to stop, and the brakes weren't working on the car.
Did you ever think at one point you were gonna get kidnapped?
No, never,
No.
never worried about getting into trouble.
People were more trusting back then?
Yeah, there were a few scary moments. I
That's
can
what I'm asking.
remember was somewhere on Waco that we were hitchhiking, or we had gotten a trip, and, this bobtail truck sailed off into the pasture. I can still see that dust flying around that truck when he was going across the road.
But you weren't in that truck.
No, we were following him.
Oh.
Did you stop to help the truck, or did y'all just keep going?
As far as I know, we kept going because it was, I wasn't driving it. Whoever we had caught our hitchhiking trip with. That's the only way we went everywhere was hitchhiking. Went all over the state of Texas and Oklahoma.
Wow.
In Oklahoma.
When'd you get your first car?
In 1936. I think it was 36.
Your first car?
Yeah, a used Plymouth. It lasted 1 year. Had to turn it in and get another one.
That would have meant you were 7.
But
If it was 36, you were 7. Wait, how old were you when you got your first car?
I think I was in the service already,
Wow, that was a long time.
because I was stationed in Wichita Falls, and I'd drive back and forth, or hitchhike back and forth between Wichita Falls and West.
So you never perpetrated a crime? Did anybody commit a crime against you? You ever got
No,
stolen from? No one ever attacked you?
what?
No one ever tried to attack you or steal
No.
from you?
No,
That's good. Stayed safe. Do you remember any bad habits that you had when you were young? Like biting your nails or something like that?
Smoking? Did you ever smoke?
I tried, but I couldn't stand the taste in my mouth.
I never could do it.
Probably for the better.
Yeah.
Did Mom smoke?
No,
Everybody else did in your family.
Daddy did, but he smoked a pipe.
I have those pipes.
Are those the pipes?
Those are the pipes. They still smell like it too. Did your mom ever smoke?
No. I tried it one time. Tasted so bad in your mouth. Never did get started.
Did your siblings smoke at all though?
What?
Did your siblings smoke?
I don't know.
They all smoked when they were older. Did they smoke when they were younger?
What?
Did Norby and Rudy and the girls smoke when they were younger?
Yeah, they smoke.
Like in the house with Granddad or after?
Afterward, when they were on their own.
Not in your house.
No.
When you were younger, what was your biggest pet peeve? Thing that annoyed you the most?
Didn't have enough money.
I'm seeing a theme.
Yeah. Was there ever any event where someone ended up saving your life? Or an event where you ended up saving somebody's life?
I don't know of anything specific. But
Do you remember that motorcycle that got hit on the way to the baseball game? We were in the truck. I think Terry was driving. And the car came and hit the motorcycle and you got out and his ankle bone was through his boot. Do you remember that?
no, I don't.
Wow. I do, because I was like,
You were terrified by that?
we went to the baseball game and I remember him going, I saw he had blood on his hand still from the guy. I'm surprised you don't remember that. Your dad almost drowned.
Why that almost drowned?
Mhm.
How?
He wasn't there. At Mary Jane and Joni's apartment pool, he was in a floaty and you push him and he went tipped over. And mom can't swim, so she's like, somebody save him, turn him over. So we turned him over and
You just
he just
flipped
yeah,
right over.
yeah, flipped him right back.
And then, have you ever been hospitalized for an injury?
Yeah, I broke my back.
How'd you break your back?
Uh, I was in charge of Little League baseball, and we were demolishing
Concession stand?
a
Concession stand?
yeah, and it came down on me. I wound up twisted around in there.
Had stitches in the back of his head.
You got trapped under all this stuff?
Yeah, the thing twisted and fell down like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was like this under
Mm-hmm.
the
Collapsed in half
Yeah.
right there?
What part of your back was broken? What part of your back broke?
it was the thing between the bones. Twisted.
Vertebrae?
Yeah, in a vertebrae.
That could have paralyzed you.
Did you have to go in and get surgery for that? Or
No.
did you have to wear one of those full body casts?
Yeah, they put me, I mean, I was like this, I don't know.
You just had to sit there stuck like that?
Yeah,
He didn't have a cast.
Mm.
It was a brace.
yeah, I wore a brace for several months.
2 months?
He'd wear his t-shirt and have the brace over his t-shirt. He'd go be walking to the barn.
So, in your lifetime of 90 years, what do you think's been the most important invention that you've seen? Or the thing that's impacted your life personally the most?
Probably the automobile.
When was the first automobile done?
What?
When was the first automobile?
And,
I would think
It would have been
that
before,
would be before the TV.
but like 25 years before.
Mm-hmm.
But it probably changed a lot
Yeah,
over his time.
this is true.
And the automobiles, didn't they have them in the 20s?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you have a TV growing up?
no,
Do you remember when you first got a TV? Or when you first saw a TV?
I don't know, Dad got it, well, the first one I saw, I was already in the service. First time I saw a TV,
Do you remember what was on the TV?
I don't know, very little.
Did y'all used to sit around the radio and listen to radio shows?
Yeah, in fact, I've got a couple of radios around here somewhere.
Like the one in the back,
Yeah,
in the hallway?
yeah,
Is that one of y'all's that you listen to?
yeah, that's the one we got. I guess we got that one from Trussell's. You remember them?
Mm-hmm.
That one we got from Trussell's. I had a plastic one, little portable,
Mm-hmm.
and I had it in the window. That's when I was in the service. Had it in the window, and it fell down on it and crushed it.
Well, I have the old green one, you know, where the lid flips up.
Yeah,
That's yours.
I don't know what happened to my one.
Well, that's the one I have, the green one.
Yeah,
It's handheld.
When you were in the service, what types of things did y'all do for fun or for entertainment?
we had a baseball team on the base. And we played baseball quite a bit.
What position did you play?
Outfield,
Did you play baseball before you went into the service, or was that the first time?
no, we just got a team together, played different groups.
Is that your favorite sport now, baseball? Because y'all watch the Rangers a lot, I know.
Football,
Football's their favorite?
yeah.
He doesn't watch the Rangers. I do.
You like the Rangers, I know that. Mm-hmm.
I watch all of A&M's sports. Football and basketball.
Baseball.
Not very much on baseball.
Huh?
When you were a kid, y'all didn't have a refrigerator in your house, did you?
Yeah, we did.
You did have one?
Yeah.
Did it have an ice box?
What?
Did you have to get the big box of ice?
No. I mean, we had already electric.
Is it the one that's in the garage? That was in the garage? That old one that we had?
Might be, I don't know.
I took it and I had it at SFA, I think.
What?
I think I had it at SFA for a while.
I don't know. There's one out there, I can't.
So how would you say the world is different today than it was when you were a child? Or when you were my age?
I think you have more exposure to different things and you have more problems with life.
Do you think those problems come from the exposure?
What?
Do you think the problems that we have come from that exposure? Do you think it's just because it's a different time?
Well, I mean, the times keep moving. You just have to go with them. I mean, you have to adapt to stuff.
Alright. That'll probably conclude our second interview.